countrymen, strangers, welcome to my channel. I'm your friendly neighborhood Bootie. Today I'm gonna tell you what I have in common with Steve Jobs, Walt Disney, Oprah Winfrey, and J.K. Rowling. I'll give you a hint, it's in the video description. Yes, we've all been fired. I'm fine, they're fine, and I'm going to give you some quick tips and tricks on how to be fine when you find yourself without a job, whether you've quit, whether you've been fired, whether you're new to the job market, youngsters, high schoolers. Welcome to the job market. So let's dive a little bit into some of these famous people that have been let go. First of all, we're going to talk about Steve Jobs. This man was 30 years old. He founded Macintosh. He had a whole board of directors working with him, and they said, you know what, Steve, your vision's not really matching ours anymore. We're going to let you go. So at 30 years old, he was kicked out of his own company, and voila, he found himself questioning a lot of things, was very devastated. Ends up, he founded Pixar Animation Studios, founded Next, and then returned to Apple in 1997, showed those who's boss, and created the iPad, the iPod, the Mac computers, and the company just flourished. So that goes to show you that, you can be let go and things are going to be all right. So Oprah is another celebrity that has had wild success after being fired early in her career. She used to be a news anchor for the evening news on WJZ-TV over in Baltimore. So she was let go saying that she was unfit for television news, and they actually offered her a different job at a TV daytime show called People Are Talking. Little did we know that Oprah was meant to be a TV show host, and that kickstarted her career. So when J.K. Rowling was fired early in her career, she was actually writing fiction on company time for the company she was working for. She was a secretary, I believe. So they let her go for that. And then she had a very short-lived marriage. Her personal life was kind of a mess. She was living on welfare, trying to raise, a family. And she was going coffee shop to coffee shop, writing these novels until she finally sold her Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in 1997 for quite a bit of money. And it just kind of snowballed into a bigger thing. And now she's got a franchise of books and movies. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Walt Disney was another celebrity that had just tough luck at the beginning of his career. In the early 1920s, he worked for the Kansas City Star and they let him go. A few years later, I think it was 1923, Walt Disney started Laugh-O-Gram Studios, his own company, and it went bankrupt. It wasn't until several years after that he moved to Hollywood with his brother Roy, and they created a lot of what we know today as Disney and the big name Disney. Thomas Edison actually had quite a lot of failure before he found his success. As a young boy in grade school, he was told that he was too stupid to learn anything, so he was schooled at home from that point on. At the age of 12, he was selling newspapers, started selling them on trains, and would work out of the baggage car until he caught that on fire, which, it's fine, he's just a kid, right? Well, later on, when he was working for a different company, he requested evening shifts so he could work more on his inventions. He was cleaning one evening, spilled sulfuric acid all over the desk, fell down through the floorboards and onto his boss's desk in the room below, so he got let go from that too. When he was inventing the light bulb, it took over 1,000 tests to finally succeed, and he explained that as 1,000 steps to success, not 1,000 failures. But yeah, he was wildly successful. So flash forward to my own story. Anybody that does know me knows that I've been in healthcare since I got out of high school, basically. So about 7 years of just being in healthcare. And it's so exhausting, it's so draining. And I want to thank everybody who's in healthcare currently. The pandemic was horrible and we got through it, and it's going to get better. So thank you for all of your service, anybody who's in healthcare, first of all. And second of all, because I was in healthcare, I can't give away a whole lot of details on my termination, but essentially, documentation is so vital in healthcare, and I was blamed for not documenting and reporting correctly when I know that I did everything in my power. I did the best I could, and I loved my residents with all my heart, so my conscience is clear. I just hope for the best for everybody that I left behind. That's kind of my story, without giving away too many details or too much information on what happened. So yeah, I was so relieved to be free from healthcare. It's such a toxic work environment. I applaud anybody who's in healthcare because I've been there. I know I was an aide for many years. It's hard, and I get it. And I worked through the COVID pandemic, so I completely understand the struggles that you guys go through, and I'm just so relieved to be free from it. It sucks how it happened, and I would still continue to work there if that didn't happen. I just got so comfortable being in the healthcare field that I kind of forgot my original dream of working with art and pursuing my passion. Has anybody ever been called artsy fartsy? Come on, raise your hand if you've been called artsy fartsy before. Huh? Huh? You know, I never thought I'd work with art again, and here is that opportunity. The day I got fired, I applied to this position, and they conveniently that same day had somebody that was leaving the company and had just put in their 2 weeks notice. So I applied for her position and I got it. This opportunity kind of presented itself. One door closed, well, slammed. One door slammed, another one burst wide open. My dream job became available and I was hired. And I'm just absolutely thrilled. I'm like a kid in a candy store. Thank you guys for being a part of this journey. With all that to say, I want to encourage you guys, if you've quit your jobs or if you've been let go, give yourself a day to grieve. You need that moment to take a breath and say, what I did was good or not, and I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to grow and I'm going to move on and just, work on yourself. Take a day to just think about what happened, process the information. So tip number 1, grieve. Let it out there. You lost your job or you got fired. You need to process through that, right? Tip number 2, get yourself back out there. You want to be filling out resumes and job applications and unemployment if necessary. You want to be doing all of that as soon as you can. You don't really want a time gap in your resume. You want to be showing that you're proactive, that you're working on things, and especially with unemployment, you need to be applying to 3 to 4, I'm not sure the exact number, 3 to 4 different jobs every week to prove that you're, seeking employment. Tip number, what number am I on? Which leads me to my next point. Resumes are so essential. I know a lot of job applications are basically a resume. They're asking for your work experience, your skill set, and different questions they're going to ask you separately. But I would encourage you to still make up a resume and attach it with the application you're filling out. It's just a source of professionalism at that point, and you get to control what you're putting out there. Each job you want to tweak your resume towards. For example, if you're applying to a landscaping job versus a fast food restaurant job, if you've got previous experience with customer service, you want to be highlighting that on the application you're submitting to a restaurant. They highlight customer service as a skill set that you need. Versus landscaping, if you've done any outdoor work or you're good with your hands, you want to be highlighting those skills. So you're not necessarily changing what information you're putting out there, but you're tweaking and highlighting the essential information that is relevant to the job you're applying for. So I'm going to also include a link in the description below, an example resume, so that'll just kind of help you guys. So to summarize, my tip number 1 was to grieve. Let yourself process you not having the same job anymore. Whether you quit or you got fired, you're now a different person and you need to come to terms with that, right? Tip number 2, you need to get yourself back out there, whether it's filing for unemployment, whether it's getting a resume created and have maybe different versions made for different things you're applying for. It's filling out applications. It's getting your feet to the pavement and going out there and trying, because you can't just feel sorry for yourself all the time, right? Tip number 3, pursue your passions again. If there was something that you just didn't have time to do anymore, try it again. You've got time now if you don't have a job. Sometimes your passions lead to jobs you're interested in, because, it's hard to get started and say, what do I want to try now? I have the whole world as my oyster. What do I want to try again? So I would encourage you to try your passions and apply for the positions where you have passion now, because you can start over. Woo! Woo! Tip number 4, and this is the final tip. Let people love you and love people back. I had so many people reach out to me, and I want to thank you guys personally, all of my coworkers, all of my friends that have been supporting me through this. Thank you. Thank you for your generosity with money and time and kindness. Thank you. So let people love you and love people back. You've got time. You should have time to love people regardless, but now you definitely don't have an excuse. Go out there and do some community service, volunteer. I don't know. Try some things out. Love people and let people love you, because you're in need right now. Thank you everybody for your love and your support. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for for learning with me and growing with me. And we're going to have so much fun on this channel. I'm so excited to start YouTube finally. Pursue your passions, guys. It's so important. You're going to be happier. You're going to be healthier. I feel great. I really do. I really, really, really do. So I would encourage you to try the same. Do something that you haven't done in a while. Smile more. You're free from whatever you were at before. You're free now. If you like this content, if you like this video, click that like button down below. Down below, there we go. And subscribe if you want. If you don't, put a thumbs down. Don't subscribe. If you don't, you know, I get it. I do. So I'm your friendly neighborhood Bootie. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. I wasn't watching that. I was making eye contact though. You know, the stuff that I don't know what it is. The stuff that you need for the job. I am so glad that you're here. Come on. I'm gonna mute my phone now. Lots of booty. Booty, booty. Booty, booty everywhere. When she was working for... Oh, God. Family. So that's exciting. I know somebody out there is caring about me. Today, I'm your friendly neighborhood Bootie. Well, every day I'm your friendly neighborhood Bootie. This is just... Wow. I believe that's a newspaper. You know what? Why believe? I'm just going to look it up real fast. I work in healthcare, or I used to. I don't anymore. Cake.